Okay, so last week we told you about the story of reggae artist Matisyahu being asked to make a an endorsement of a Palestinian state in order to play at the Spanish Rototom Sunsplash Festival. Matisyahu, who is a Jewish American, correctly refused to do that, and there was widespread condemnation in Spain, including from government officials, saying that this is absolutely ridiculous. We are not talking about an Israeli individual. It is absolutely absurd to require that they make some sort of declaration about their position on a particular issue. And then it became widely known that the festival had been influenced by the BDS movement, which seems to boycott any companies that are connected to Israel, any individuals that are in any way, quote, supportive of Israel, whatever it is that that means. And it turned out that eventually the Rototom organizers issued a statement saying, we made a mistake. Matisyahu is offered the slot back for August 22nd, which was Saturday night. And they also just put on paper that they, of course, reject any anti-Semitism. Matisyahu and the guys from Dub Trio, which is Matisyahu's band, that they play the instruments for Matisyahu's music. They did go and they played. And last night I was texting with Stu, who is the bassist for Dub Trio, who you also know, Lewis. He was saying it was an incredible experience. And I read online about all of the additional security that was put in place. There were Palestinian flags waving in the audience as Matisyahu sang his songs, and this became a very, very interesting thing. Many different media outlets covering it in drastically different ways. And I was sort of conflicted when I first read about this, saying, you know what, if I was Matisyahu, would I go and play? But ultimately, I came to the conclusion that I would, because the argument from Matisyahu is, I'm an artist. If you invite me to do my music, I show up and I do my music, assuming it's not going to be a sort of openly hostile or dangerous environment. You could argue it kind of was. I show up and I do my songs and that's it. You, Lewis, I don't know if you feel the same way. You said to me that you would seriously consider saying, oh no, I'm not going back. They're clearly pushing an agenda that I don't agree with. The only reason that they're inviting me back is because it ended up completely backfiring on them after they bowed to the pressure of the BDS movement. I would not go. So how are you feeling about it?
Well, I can't really put myself in their shoes because I've never performed in front of a crowd like that. I'm not a touring musician. I never have been. And so there are probably factors that I'm not considering. It is an opportunity to play for presumably a huge crowd, which is great. Also, you have the opportunity to say something about it when you are on stage.
And I don't believe that
Um,
was done.
no, but I can also understand why you might not want to do that. But yeah, I'm really not sure. I guess I would have to be put in those shoes.
Last week, after we talked about how vile and heinous the BDS movement is, a few people wrote in saying, talk to us about why that is. You didn't really explain. So just a few reasons, and we'll do more about the BDS movement. The BDS movement basically imposes the entire blame for the continuing situation in Israel on the Israelis. And that's absolutely ridiculous. It is a complete non-starter, and it is an intellectually worthless point of view to have. The BDS movement, especially in Europe and on some American universities, actually emboldens Palestinians to reject any sort of compromise that might actually lead to a peaceful resolution. And it emboldens Palestinians to further entrench themselves in what has been a stated goal of the BDS movement, which is to eliminate the existence of Israel as a Jewish state. And further, the BDS movement actually hurts many of the people it claims to want to help, because it makes it so if you successfully boycott all of these Israeli companies, a lot of the people that are going to be out of jobs are Palestinians who go to where these Israeli companies are. And there are countless examples of this, and have jobs. So you're going to further hurt the Palestinians, further emboldening them incorrectly about how Israel is the one that is preventing them from having jobs, even though it would be the BDS movement. And it would further the entire cycle, Lewis.
Yeah, it's really, this is one of the most polarizing issues, and it's incredible how few people there are that are moderate on this. And it just seems like everyone is one extreme or the other. And you're never going to resolve this issue if that's the way things are happening.
We're looking to do a debate on the BDS movement, but every time we email someone on the pro BDS side, they refuse to come on the show. So if you know somebody who is well spoken and is pro BDS, let us know. We will gladly have them on and have a debate about BDS.